One thing I always notice is for people who don't like Black Lives Matter, they always shorten it to BLM and they never want to say Black Lives Matter. So sometimes I respond to those people to get them to say Black Lives Matter instead of BLM.
This is Ben Palmer, a comedian who really knows how to get a laugh out of us.
When NASCAR posted about how Chris Stapleton is going to perform at the NASCAR Awards, somebody named Paul commented and said, well, Chris is a documented supporter of BLM, so he is perfect for Mr. Wallace and NASCAR. Then Tom said, I won't be watching, both of them sold out. Then Paul said, exactly correct. And then Bob's Large Machinery commented and said, do you have a personal problem or something? I don't understand why people keep tagging my company BLM and saying negative things. I'm just trying to make large machinery.
Palmer, a damn pro, always, and I mean always, goes out on top.
Paul's like, I've never heard of you nor your company. BLM is for Black Lives Matter. Thank you for supporting Black Lives Matter, Paul. But please, don't mention us again.
Bingo. Nailed it. But he has a lot more in his catalog of content that you should absolutely check out.
We are trying to figure out next steps, and my next step would be to get rid of all Confederate flags. There should be no individual that is uncomfortable showing up to our events to have a good time with their family that feels some type of way about something they have seen, an object they have seen flying. No one should feel uncomfortable when they come to a NASCAR race.
Many who support the Confederacy were big mad at black NASCAR driver Darrell Bubba Wallace when he used his voice for the betterment of our society.
No! So why do you carry that flag? Because this is my heritage. My family fought to save their farm under this flag. Who was working that farm? My family was. Who was working the farm? They were poor. Do you know how much a slave cost back then?
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. No times there are not forgotten. Look away!
Because you see, these folks, when you peel the onion, reveal their true selves.
The Xbox Facebook page made a post about Black History Month, and it got over 1,000 comments, mostly people saying racist things. So I commented as Xbox and said, please be patient as we work to ignore all your racist comments.
Comedian Ben Palmer is back at it again, y'all.
One of the comments was from someone saying, next month will be for whites, right? Yes, we'll talk about their role in slavery, colonization, torture, the burning of cities, Jim Crow segregation, and police brutality.
And as he does, hateful idiots on the internet get trolled with Palmer racking up countless W's.
He wrote back and said, yeah, definitely switching to PlayStation. And then PlayStation responded and said, great. Can't wait for you to see our posts about Black history.
It's a phenomenal touch, but also exposes a problem we all know exists.
Terrence Miller is a star in the world of professional gaming. But one of his breakout performances at a major gaming tournament in 2016 was overshadowed by racial abuse he says he endured in real time as he competed.
There was a lot of racist and hateful messages posted. I never expected it to happen at the scale that it did.
In 2014, there was Gamergate, an organized campaign threatening women online.
Things have definitely gotten better, but I do still see stories of similar things happening to other people.
GMA spoke with a group of gamers. All of them say they've at some point hidden their identities while gaming online to avoid the harassment.
I would only chat with my friends and be in private parties just because of the verbal violence that is going on in the space.
You made a conscious decision at some point, Natasha, to keep people from knowing, one, you're a woman, and from knowing you're black. In doing something you love that much, you still felt that's what you needed to do to participate in it.
I have gone through a very rigorous amount of online harassment that made me afraid to do that.
When folks of color are there making themselves visible within the space, they are subject to a whole host of inequalities.
Xbox, the platform the gamers in the GMA demonstration were playing on, said racism has no place in our community. Players exhibiting this behavior will lose access to Xbox Live. Only 2% of game developers are black, according to an industry survey.
Preply found over 90% of gamers have experienced or witnessed emotional abuse or bullying while playing video games, and nearly 7 in 10 have considered quitting because of what they've witnessed. More than 2 in 5 have experienced racism, and more than 1 in 3 have experienced hate speech on gaming platforms, and Xbox and PlayStation see the highest rates of bullying.